There's so much growth in Roseville, California, and we're going to talk about where we are seeing massive growth in the city, where they're building around 7,000 homes.
Just in a specific part of Roseville, not including everything else, but we want to highlight two brand new communities coming. One's in the works already. They are on their first couple phases with their first couple hundred homes, and then they're going to be opening up another community.
Yeah, so in Roseville, out in West Park, right behind Winding Creek, there's going to be a brand new community called Amaruso Ranch. They're building 2,800 homes there, and right now they have their first builder, like Steven said, where they're only building, a couple hundred homes. So there's going to be a huge growth out in this area. And right past that is going to be Placer One, where they're building about 600,000 homes in that area. So massive growth.
And it kind of just all connects, right?
Yeah.
If you look at Winding Creek, that's about a little bit over 2,000 homes, and they're still in the process of building out there. Mm-hmm. So while that's finishing up and Amaruso's being built out, and then you start Placer One, between all of those three neighborhoods, it's going to be over 10,000 homes, right?
Yeah, that's huge.
And with that, you're going to have so much infrastructure when it comes to schooling, restaurants. There's going to be a town center there, right? I'm sure just parks on parks on parks, and just new roads that are going to be opening up to 65 to Thunder Valley. You're not going to have to take like Blue Oaks or the back roads anymore. It's going to be all opened up, and just the opportunity I'm seeing in this area, I'm most, at least now, right? Because we can't see what's 5 years from now in other areas, but right now from all of the cities that I have looked at in the Sacramento region, a lot of opportunity everywhere. I'm most bullish about these two neighborhoods coming.
Yeah.
Wow, the opportunity is real there.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about all of the upcoming communities, like let's say, for example, like Winding Creek, right? When it first opened up, there's nothing around. So that's kind of like what Amaruso Ranch is right now. The community.
Let's start with Fittyment Farm when Winding Creek wasn't even there.
Right. And so like you're looking at, areas that are undeveloped. So not as many people want to go there yet because there's nothing around. There, you're kind of people just gear more towards like developed areas because it's, if you want to go to the store, you don't want to drive further out. But the Amaruso Ranch area is just behind Winding Creek, which is a developed area. And so out in this area, the grocery store is probably like 6-7 minutes away. So it's not like it's kind of too far from everything, but it's just when you drive through, there's nothing there.
So here's the opportunity I see.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of background on me and me growing up watching my grandparents. They moved from Oakland to a city called Newark, California, next to Fremont. And they were looking between Newark and San Ramon when there was nothing out there while homes were being built. They ended up buying a home, don't know the exact price, but it was around $100,000. Crazy, Newark. Right? In Newark, I was in the 50s or 60s, right? I wasn't born yet. And I just remember them telling me. And then you actually got your license at 18, and that was your first deal you ever had. And how much did you sell that home in like 1999?
It sold in the 700s.
Right. And then so like 7X, right?
Yeah. And then now it's probably like 1.2 or something like that.
And it is a tiny old home, okay? And I remember my grandmother saying, yeah, we were looking at San Ramon. I wish we would have went there. The houses were so dirt cheap. Look at San Ramon now. Multi-million homes everywhere, just an amazing city. And what did they end up doing? They moved from Newark and then moved to Brentwood in 2000.
Yeah.
And we would go out there, and I was thinking, why would they want to move out here? There's nothing out here.
We drove through Vasco for the first time to go visit them, and we were like, where did they move to?
Crazy.
Like, what the heck? And then look at Brentwood now. It's
Brentwood, Oakley, Discovery Bay, the Highway 4 bypass, just
it's huge.
And man, when we sold their house a few years ago, guess what? A lot of equity.
Yeah.
So that history lesson for me in my life, and I'm sure you guys kind of could have some family members that have gone through the same thing. It was just a great eye opener. But what it did do before I actually moved out here is it made me think like I missed our opportunity. They had the opportunity. We're not going to get that anymore.
Well, that's because we lived in the Bay Area. Prices
But here's
were
the thing.
crazy.
That's why I'm so excited about this area. When I go there and I see the potential and I see what's going to be built out there, I'm like, this is the opportunity that I felt I missed out on when I was younger.
Yeah.
And now we're in a blessed position to be able to help so many families out here.
Yeah.
So many people are relocating from around the country, not just the Bay Area, not just California. I'm sure there's few people out there watching this right now are out of California and don't know much about this area. Now, when I look at the most opportunity and what I'm most excited about out of any city that we have toured, and we tour them all the time, I think that area, I see the most potential. I really do.
I mean, if you think about it, right? Everywhere else you go, it's hard to find a decent home for $600,000. Here, you have homes that are still in the mid 500s in Amarillo Ranch.
Brand new. And they're going to pay for your closing costs and give you a lower interest rate.
And you're going to the best schools in Roseville. I mean, there's going to be parts of Roseville that are brand new and, decent price, but you're going to a different school district that shares schools with Antelope, and not a lot of people want that. They want to be in the West Park High School and that area. And so this is a huge opportunity for people to get into a community, because when you're going into like the first phases of a community, they're still testing the prices. They're, going to be cheap. Like for example, the builder that's out in Amarillo Ranch right now, they have, I think it was a 2,600 square foot home with a guest suite for $715,000, whereas 10 minutes down in Fitterman Farm, you have a guest suite home for $900,000, right? So you could see the little gap of price points. We recently got a client into this Amarillo Ranch, and they have a starter home. They bought a 1,300 square foot home. It was $520,000, 4.5% interest rate. They got blinds, appliances included, and they have a pretty decent sized lot.
Do they get any credit for like closing costs?
Yeah, so they got $7,500 towards closing costs on top of the interest rate.
Let's quickly break that down. This is a old home?
No,
brand new
home.
They're the first ones in it.
They're the first ones in it.
The builder included what? Blinds and appliances?
So a new home
washer,
doesn't
dryer,
come with
and
blinds.
fridge?
Yeah, it doesn't come with refrigerator, washer, dryer, fridge, and blinds. But
They
the
included
builder
all that.
Included it, yes.
And then they also gave them an interest rate of what?
4.5%.
4.5 interest rates right now just came down from 7. They're about 6.5. So they lowered their interest rate about 2%. Who pays for that? The buyer?
builder.
The builder. And then they also gave them $7,500 to go towards closing costs. So they almost don't have to come out of pocket for closing costs. They will a little bit, right?
Yep.
Wow. Those are the kind of deals we are seeing in this area, right? And that's... If you want your opportunity to get into a community where it first starts, and we already know that the growth and what's coming is going to be absolutely amazing there, this is the opportunity. Did we talk about what's coming out there yet?
No, we haven't
touch
even
a little
talked
bit
about Placer One yet. That was just Amarillo.
So we're just Amarillo Ranch, about 25 or
28.
more homes, 2,500 homes, 2,800 homes. Winding Creek, that's already about more than halfway through, 2,000 homes. Then right in that, so you have Amarillo, Winding Creek, then you have Placer One right here. It's going to be about 5,000 homes. And when it's all built out, they're all going to be kind of connected, right?
Yeah. So it's like, communities that are like, interconnected. But the cool thing about Placer One is they haven't even started yet. But what's exciting about it is the development that they're having in that area. I was actually just looking at the plans for it. So they have a Sac State extension that they're building. They're going to have a town center, which is going to be like retail, shopping, restaurant. It kind of makes it kind of looks like the way they had it on the drawings, like an outside kind of shopping restaurant, kind of like the fountains, but maybe a different kind. So it's going to bring a lot of attraction there. And then the biggest thing for me is like how it's going to open up the roads from Roseville all the way out to like Whitney Ranch, the 65, and Lincoln.
Just because you don't want to go the long way, huh?
So right now it takes us like 20 minutes to get there. From Rockland and Whitney Ranch, we have to get on the 65 to Roseville, exit Blue Oaks, and drive all the way down.
And guys, we do this a few times a week.
Sometimes twice a day.
For a couple years, yeah. And the more I've gone, the more I'm like, wow, this is a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Like the more you go, the more you learn, the more optimistic you are about it.
But so that's one. And then one builder who's pretty well known in this area, JMC, has 5 neighborhoods, communities being built in just Placer One. So they have a 55 and over community, and then they have 4 residential communities just in Placer One. And you know, one thing about JMC is they know where the communities that are coming up. I mean, they're the last ones building here in Whitney Ranch. So he's got a really good amount of, you know, share in the 2 cities.
Love this area. We're in Rockland, it's the city right next to it. Absolutely love it. Don't think I'm ever going to leave. There's a lot of growth in a lot of cities. I'll just try to mention a couple. Rockland, Lincoln, Roseville, Rancho Cordova, Elk Grove, El Dorado Hills, Folsom, just to name a few, right? And there's just so much. Where I see the most potential and a city for like everybody, starter to luxury home, is Roseville.
Yeah.
You could get a brand new home for, like Rose just said, we did it last Friday. We're in mid-August. $520, brand new.
Or you have Balboa under
Which you could do all the way up to, I don't know, $2 million, you know?
Yeah.
Right? I think what we're
growth.
seeing in a nice JMC home, brand new, the most expensive one we see is about 1.3 right now. So there's 450,000. That's kind of closing out. We'll just call it 500,000 now to about 1.4 and all in between. And that's just the new area, man. Then you have just
the resale.
Just Roseville in general is huge.
Right.
There's so much to do out here.
There's
We're in Rockland. We go to Roseville
West
all the
Roseville.
time. When we go out to the movies, they have movies in Rockland, but we're usually going to Roseville.
Yeah. Well,
if we're going out to eat, we're
Galleria,
usually going out to Roseville. When my kid wants to go to the Sunsplash in Roseville, right? Just it's a really cool city that I'm blessed to be right next to, and to be able to go there every day of my life and help so many families and educate ourselves more and more so we could spread the word. I'm sure there's a lot of people, watching right now that don't know much about this area. They could be from the Bay Area. We have a lot of that. A lot of out of states. You'll be surprised. There's a lot of you guys out there out of state that don't know anything about this area. When we moved here, before we didn't know anything, and we went on YouTube and learned about this area because I was like, I don't know about this area. I'm scared to move to Rockland. I don't know nothing about it. And then I watched a video. I was like, okay, let's go visit it. Right. And now we're in that position where we have our YouTube channel. We've been doing it for 3 years. Top things to do in all these cities, and we've toured so many of these new builds to where now we are giving that education back. So if you guys want more information, reach out to us. Rose, how could they reach out to us?
So we'll we'll put our Calendly link below in the description. You're welcome to schedule a 15-minute call with us, or like comment below. I mean, all our information is below. We'd love to answer any questions that you guys have.
Hey, you guys are in good hands. We're glad you're watching. If you have not yet subscribed,
give a little
make sure
love.
you send a little love to that subscribe button. Got you. And we'll catch you on the next one, guys.
Bye.
Take it easy.